nice and warm. Alright, so we're gonna do a interview with you.
Okay.
Just tell us some things about you maybe we don't know or stuff we want to remember.
Okay.
Today's February 26th, 2021. I just turned 40 and Mom came out to visit, so here we go. Alright, what is your full name?
Leanne Gail Capper Belton.
What are the names of your siblings?
Diana and Suzanne.
Or Dee Dee and
Dee and Susie.
Susie, Danica.
Susie is Danica now.
Yeah.
Yep.
What were your parents' names?
My dad's name was Alan Leroy Capper, and my mom's is Annabelle Jane Polly.
How did your parents choose your name? And did it have a special meaning?
Yes, my dad asked his mom if she wanted to name me. I was his first daughter and her first granddaughter, and she had lost a daughter years before. I think it was right after my dad was born. She had a baby girl and she died, and he'd always told her he would let her name his baby.
And this was Grandma Buckner?
Yes,
Okay.
Arlene Buckner. And she took my dad's name and my mom's name and put it together, and I don't think there was many Leannes out there then.
Yeah.
And she spelled it different, and no one ever knew how to say my name.
And it just so happened that Katie's middle name is the same as your name,
Yes,
spelled the same way and everything.
that is amazing. And when you met her, I said, you gotta marry that girl. She's got that name.
Yeah. Did you have any nicknames growing up or any time?
My dad would call me Leanne, but that seems longer than my name.
It just rolls off the tongue.
And Lanny, I had a few friends that called me that in high school, but didn't stay.
I thought Julie had a name for you, didn't she?
Yes.
What?
Lannerpoo.
I knew it had something to do with Winnie the Pooh.
Lannerpoo. Yes.
You guys
She
were all-
still calls me that.
Does she?
Yes.
You loved Winnie the Pooh, right? Or your favorite when you were a kid?
I reading those books. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. I was Eeyore and she was Pooh.
When and where were you born?
I was born on August 11th, 1959 in Linwood, California.
That's by Compton, right? Out
Yes,
in that area?
and it was a hospital close to Compton. My parents lived in Compton at the time.
And do you remember how long you were at that house?
We moved to Redondo when I was 3 years old.
Oh, okay, so not very long.
Not very long.
What was the address in Redondo?
1813 Pullman Lane.
What kinds of things did your family do together when you were young?
We would go watch the airplanes land at Los Angeles International Airport.
Yeah.
We went to the beach since we were so close and played in the sand, and we went on vacations. We went to see the Grand Canyon. We went to Washington to visit my great-grandparents. We went on lots of road trips.
Was that in Spokane?
Yes, Spokane. Guess I should say those things.
Okay.
Nobody's gonna know where we went.
That's why I'm here as an interviewer, to
Oh.
pull the information out.
Right, got it.
Who were some of your friends growing up?
I had lots of neighborhood friends. We all played together out till it got dark at night. No one was really watching us.
Mm-hmm.
Cindy and Cheryl and Susan, Patty. We had lots of fun.
And then Julie.
I met Julie in 5th grade.
Mm-hmm.
I was
How'd you
10.
meet her?
In my, she came to our school as a new student, and my teacher, Mr. Lothorpe, asked me if I would show her around.
Mm-hmm.
And then we became best friends, and we're still best friends.
Mm-hmm.
Long time ago. We were 10 years old.
What was your fondest memory spending with her?
Her coming to spend the night at our house every Friday night. We'd always say, "You want to spend the night?" We never spent the night at her house.
Oh, really?
No, she didn't want us to stay there.
Because your house was the fun house, right?
Yes, my parents loved her. She loved them.
Mm-hmm.
She was part of our family. Yep.
Right. What schools did you attend?
Went to Jefferson Elementary, Hillcrest Junior High School, and Redondo Union High School.
And all those were in Redondo.
Yep.
What was your favorite subject in school?
English, I guess. I love to read, so.
I think I already know this one, but who was your favorite teacher and why?
Mr. Norm Lothorpe, he was my 5th grade teacher,
Mm-hmm.
and he used to read to us in the voices from the book, and I still talk to him. We're still close, and he's kind of a grouch, but we love him anyway.
Yeah. I got to meet him. He's a pretty
Yeah,
good guy.
you met him. We stayed at his house.
Yeah, he's got the biggest shower I've ever been in. That's what always stands out at his house.
Yeah, he's such a great guy.
Yeah.
And that's the teacher I met with Julie, so we both keep in touch with him.
Was there a reason why he was your favorite?
He just taught us, he's the one who got me to love to read.
Mm-hmm.
And all the books that he read to us, I still love those books. And he taught us our multiplication tables and would take us out to go do PE and
Mm-hmm.
make us run around. I don't know, there was just something about him. I don't remember any of my other teachers really, just him.
Mm-hmm.
And I was only 10.
Yeah.
But we used to go visit him when we were in high school. We'd go back to the school and we used to pretend like he didn't like us there, but he did.
That's how you keep the girls coming back. You pretend like you don't like them.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
I didn't learn that till my late 20s.
Oh.
When were you married, or when and where were you and Doug married?
We were married in San Bernardino at the Castaway Restaurant in 1996, October 1996.
Okay.
October 19th, 1996.
Yeah, don't get that wrong.
Got that.
So, what are your children's names and when and where were they born?
Well, there's you, Kenneth Allen Jubala, February 22nd, 1981, in Torrance, California. And then Kyle Andrew Jubala is March 13th, 1986, in Riverside, California.
Oh, was he Riverside?
Yes. And Molly Marie Felton is December 1st, 1997, in Riverside, California.
What hospital?
Oh, that's funny, huh? She was born in Riverside. Kyle was born at Parkview. She was born at Riverside Community Community Hospital.
And mine would.
Yours was Torrance Memorial.
Yeah. Let's see. Special memories about your kids. One for each one.
Oh boy. With you, it was, you would say, give me a break when I would ask you to do something. And how sweet, you were just a sweet little guy, and you would rub your fingers on my fingernails. It was like a comfort to you.
Yeah.
When you'd be drinking your bottle or just laying down. You even did it to my toes.
I'm not a foot guy.
You're sweet, you were a sweet little guy. You were very shy
Yeah.
with other people if they would try to, if we would sing to you, like your birthday, yeah, you would cry, you would hide behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Still kind of shy now.
yeah, it never goes away probably.
Yeah.
And Kyle, what I remember most, Kyle is him climbing up in the cupboards and getting the Nestle's quick. And then he would be eating out of it, and I'd come out of my room and his all over his face. And I said, what are you doing? Nothing. What are you eating? Nothing. Did you get into the chocolate? No.
Sounds like Kyle.
Yeah, and he was really fast on his bicycle. Fast.
And reckless, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he had stitches a few times on his chin.
He ran into the neighbor's car, parked
Ran
car.
to the neighbor's parked car, and then he fell off the back of the Bronco onto the tire, or onto the bumper. He was hanging on the tire and he fell and hit his chin on the bumper. Yeah, poor guy. He never wanted to go back and get stitches again. And then he fell at the neighbor's house on their swing set and cracked his chin again, and he begged me not to take him to get stitches. So we just like it wasn't real bad, so we butterflied it.
How old was he then?
4?
So you already knew what stitches were at 4 years old?
Yes.
I'm not sure the
The only time you got hurt, did you get stitches?
Yeah. I remember I was on that skateboard scooter and
And that kid,
Mike, the neighbor across the street, he was chasing me,
yes.
and I hit the little edge of the curve.
Oh, that was awful.
Yeah. I kind of remember that. I remember being chased. I don't remember.
Where were your stitches on your face?
My chin right here.
You all both had stitches in your chin?
Yeah.
I was thinking it was your arm, but you never really had a broken bone until
My 20s.
yeah.
So the first time I had a broken bone.
Yeah.
Or no, I had my broken wrist when I was 14 or 15.
Oh yeah, we have pictures of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then Molly.
Molly. Oh my gosh. Kind of going to when she was a baby, and she loved to play with her Barbie dolls, but all of a sudden she didn't want to play with dolls anymore. She was in Girl Scouts. That was fun to watch. She didn't want to ride bikes.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, the bikes.
She wasn't real sporty, no matter how much her dad tried. She didn't want us to go skiing because she said it was for boys.
Yeah. So we talked about you started off in Compton, then Torrance. Where else did you live?
Redondo, you mean?
Or yeah, Redondo, sorry.
We lived in Elsinore. When you were 6 months old, we moved to Elsinore.
Mm-hmm.
And then moved to Moreno Valley when you were 3. Wow.
Yeah.
And then we lived there till 95. I did.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. And then I moved to Riverside and lived in Riverside for a long time till 2004, and then moved up to Elk Grove. I'm still there,
Yeah.
17 years now.
What's one song or album that means the most to you? I think you said it yesterday. You're mad about your record being at my dad's house still.
Bachman Turner Overdrive.
Yeah.
That's not my best memory. My first album I ever had was Carole King's Tapestry,
Mm-hmm.
and I still love those songs from her.
Yeah.
And then the Eagles.
Of course.
I have lots of favorites in music, but I have the first Eagles album. We used to get these albums on, it was Columbia Music, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could pick one. One was a penny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to beg my mom, can we please get this one? She didn't care. Okay.
Yeah. So what was the favorite song on that album, that Eagles album?
Peaceful Easy Feeling on that one?
I have no idea.
I can't remember.
That's the first one? Is that their first album?
Yeah, it's the blue one. I think
Yeah.
it's Peaceful Easy Feeling is on that one. Because I mostly remember playing the greatest hits all the time, and all the songs are on there that I really liked.
What was your first year of motherhood like?
Pretty scary. Yeah, it's kind of crazy how you're in the hospital. I'm 20 years old, and they say, "Okay, here you go."
Yeah.
And they really didn't have like parenting classes back then.
Yeah.
They had like birthing classes, but not parenting.
Yeah.
And we lived with my parents, so that was a lot of help. And
But that was only for the first 3 months?
6 months.
That was 6
we lived
months.
there, yeah. And my mom helped me a lot
Yeah.
with you and showing me things.
Mm.
And you were born and you had that, your side of your head was pointed,
Mm-hmm.
and they said it was from when you came out. the birthing canal, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
and you had to squish through there.
Yeah.
And then you had that umbilical hernia.
Oh, yeah.
That was scary.
Mm.
And then my grandma, I remember her telling me to tape a nickel across that, and it'll go down.
Did you do it?
It didn't work.
You did it?
I did it. But it went away after, I think you were only a couple months old. And it went away.
That was the hernia?
Yes.
Right.
And then your head turned,
It's debatable.
still a little pointy. Everybody's got weird shaped heads.
Yeah. Especially those Jabala boys.
It was a pretty learning time for me. Julie had already had Matt, so we were kind of being moms together. She lived there too.
Yeah.
That was kind of nice
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
have support,
Yeah.
But when I moved to Elsinore, I remember thinking, why did we come here?
Yeah.
I didn't have any family there anymore. Linda and Jimmy were there, but I didn't see them,
Yeah. Mm.
Not like my mom and Julie, and
Yeah, it's definitely a better support
it was
system.
very lonely.
Yeah.
You were starting to crawl, and get into stuff.
Yeah.
But it was fun. You used to like going down to the water at the river, at the lake, was right across the street.
Yeah, I have little memories of that,
Yeah.
kind of, the water.
I'm sure you do.
I just remember riding in the ATC with my dad when the lake was really high and seeing a dead fish in the water.
You remember
For
that?
some reason, I remember that moment.
Because you were little.
I think that was probably the first time I ever saw anything that was dead, I guess.
Oh,
It stands out.
wow. Yeah. That was a fun place. It was kind of fun there. You had your first and second birthdays there. Big
Yeah.
parties. That first birthday of yours, there was like 50 people there.
I saw that you said something in my baby book about that.
Yes, I had everybody's name was written. I wrote everybody down, and that was a lot of people. And you slept through the whole thing. We had a piñata for everybody, but you didn't do it.
Yeah.
I think it's the second birthday you did the piñata because you were a little bit bigger.
Yeah. I still sleep through parties.
Do you?
Yeah.
You disappear. Nobody
Yeah.
knows where you went. Even your own?
Yeah, not a big party person. But, what was a moment that I hurt you when I was growing up?
You hurt me like you hit me?
No, like said something or something stands out. Nothing.
Not really. I can't think of anything that you said something mean to me. You're always pretty sweet. Except when you were fighting with your brother
Yeah.
and you told him to jump off someone's patio.
I never did that.
Second floor. There was times when you did things and I didn't know it.
Well, yeah.
You were hiding from me. But I can't really think of anything that you said to me. Do you remember that?
I remember when Kyle and I found out you were getting divorced.
Oh,
Yeah,
and you said things.
yeah.
But I don't think that was actually coming from you. I think that was coming from
Yeah, I mean,
someone telling you something.
yeah, we didn't understand what was going on. I think that was the hard part.
I know. That was bad.
Yeah. What was the day I was born like?
Oh, well, the night before you were born, I was having pains and we went to the hospital and we drove in Mach 1 and I kept saying, quit hitting the bumps! But we got to the hospital and they said I wasn't ready. And that was about like 9 o'clock at night, and then I could not sleep all night.
You
And
said
it
you
was,
just paced around?
yes, and it was about 1:30 in the morning, and I said, we have to go. And we went to the hospital, and you were born 3 hours later. So I was in labor pretty much all night. Yeah. And I just remember it hurt a lot.
Who was there?
Your dad, and then my mom and dad came, and then Julie came.
Uncle Don came, right?
Uncle Don and Gary too, right?
Uncle Don always told me he was the first one there. Is that true?
I think he was. Because everybody was like, oh, she's not gonna have him,
Yeah.
or whatever. I don't think we knew what you were yet.
Oh, you didn't know at all?
No, I don't think that they couldn't tell back then. They didn't do ultrasounds. You were a long time ago.
Yeah.
81, they didn't do that stuff
40
yet.
years ago, huh?
Yeah, I remember telling my mom, we're leaving now, and it was like 1:30 in the morning. She's like, okay. And nobody got up. And then Julie, well, she had mats, so she couldn't just take off and go to the hospital, but they ended up coming. I don't think you were just born, and Uncle Don got there.
Well,
That's true, I forgot about that.
yeah.
Good memory.
Well, sometimes I have one.
He's always.
He told me a million times. That's probably why I remember.
Yeah. I was the first one there. I can't remember if Gary was there too.
this thing's still recording. Yeah, we're good.
It better be.
Yeah. What was the most important lesson that your parents taught you? Or did they teach you anything?
Buy your tickets early?
Buy your tickets early?
Just kidding. Buy your Disneyland tickets early.
No.
You know, be prepared,
Yeah.
maybe, you know.
Yeah.
Make sure you always had Band-Aids and,
Was that both your parents? More
yeah, I
your mom?
just said, learn how to bowl. He really wasn't the disciplinarian in that house,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, he seemed pretty chill.
Yeah, and if we wanted to go anywhere, we'd ask my mom,
Mhm.
can we go here, can we go there? He didn't really seem like, we never asked him that, or like, can you take me to the mall, Dad? It was always my mom,
Yeah.
you know? He was asleep a lot, cause he
He
worked,
always worked nights.
he worked at 2 o'clock in the morning
Mhm.
at Disneyland, so he was sleeping most of the day,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah. But I always have been prepared with stuff.
Yeah, and you push that onto me.
Mhm.
It works out for the most part. Sometimes I'm overly prepared. I got too much crap with me.
You got all the snacks, and
Yeah.
everybody's like, why are you not in there?
Yeah, and then they hit me up when they need snacks.
Yeah, see?
Band-Aids.
Uh-huh. Wipes, you don't have any wipes. You should get some of those.
I have some. Not the disinfecting wipes. I just have butt wipes, just in case you got poop in the
You
forest.
have butt wipes in your cart for your
Mhm.
disc golf?
My disc golf cart, yep. I keep them in my pocket when I go to work too.
You know they have just like baby wipes that are,
Yeah, but
they can use on anything,
well,
not
I'm too
just
cheap.
butts.
I'm not I'm too cheap to buy the packages. I just slip a couple in a Ziploc bag.
Oh, okay. Those are good for cleaning shoes too,
Yeah.
not the butt ones.
What could you tell me about you that I would be surprised to learn about you?
Jeez, Kenny. I like to write letters.
I'd be surprised about that?
Would you not be surprised about
Not
that?
really.
Did I sing when no one's around?
You do?
Uh-huh.
What do you like to sing?
Foo Fighters? Oh, and I really like my music. I play my music when I'm cooking and.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Well, okay.
Nothing from when you were growing up?
You should have gave me more notice about that. I would have thought of something.
Alright, we'll think about it and we'll come back to it.
That you'd be surprised that you never knew about me.
What is your earliest memory?
Somebody taking my blanket away because they had to wash it and crying because I didn't have it.
That's your earliest memory?
I think so, yeah.
How old do you think you were?
2, 3, I don't know if you can remember that far back, but
Yeah, some people can.
I remember a lot of traumatic things more than good things.
Yeah.
Like walking to school when I was in kindergarten,
Oh, wow.
far, it's pretty far.
You walked to school
I
in
walked to
kindergarten?
school by myself
Wow.
and my umbrella blew out the wrong way and it was
Oh.
raining.
Really?
It's because my sister was only 3
Uh-huh.
when I started school, so I guess when it's raining like that, my mom didn't want to take her out too. And I don't think we had another car. And I remember a little boy stealing my lunchbox and breaking my thermos. And that was in first grade. You know, why do you remember stuff that
That's
like
just
that.
the way the brain
you know?
works, I guess.
Yeah.
What kind of lunchbox was it?
It was a red plaid lunchbox. Very boring. They didn't have fun ones yet.
No.
No.
Yeah.
They just had like different colors. And
Plaid. Huh?
it was red plaid, I remember that. And it was that metal thing.
So, yeah, I remember this.
Yeah.
What did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be a teacher
Did you? Why didn't you pursue that?
because I decided those teachers weren't very good and I didn't think I could, I don't know. I didn't really like most of my teachers in high school, so
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably should have done that. I did really well in spelling bees and stuff.
Did you? Yeah, that's where my kids get it.
I like to spell and catch people that are spelling wrong. I see that a lot nowadays.
Punctuation too.
And punctuation.
Yeah, I know, it drives me crazy.
Yeah.
We talked about your favorite band. What is one thing you would have done differently as a mom?
Not left you guys the way I did with your dad. But I was afraid of what he was gonna do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I just don't, I know how, I regret that. But I couldn't live there. I couldn't live with him anymore.
Yeah.
And he threatened me about you guys. That really scared me. But I wish I would have did it different. I wish you guys would have went with me.
Yeah, I always wonder what would have happened, you know? We won't go too far into it, but.
Right. I do
probably,
too.
Probably wouldn't have been good on his end.
No,
Yeah.
no, it wasn't. But I didn't think it would hurt you guys
Yeah.
if he was there, if he was with you, or, you know, you were with him. But I still hate thinking, yeah, that was bad.
Yeah. In what ways do you think I'm like you and not like you?
Geez, Kenny, how do you like me? You don't like to read.
No, I don't.
You never did. No, both you boys didn't want to read. Like to drive. I always like to drive. Like cars. Always liked my Mustang.
What year was your Mustang?
69.
And it was green?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was that
Baby shit green?
pukey green color that they used to make those.
Yeah.
But you rode in that a few times before it. You were with me when that guy hit me in the back.
Mm-hmm.
You were in a car seat. That's when first car seats weren't out very long,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah. We couldn't drive that car anymore after that, cause it hit the back and that's where the gas tank was.
Yeah.
But somebody bought it from me.
There's always somebody who wants a car.
Yeah, but I hope they fix that. Well, I think you love your family. I always love my family.
Mm-hmm.
What else? You have big feet?
Yeah.
You get tan really fast?
Yeah.
You got that Filipino in there, and you have other dark-skinned relatives.
1% African.
Does that still show up like
I
that?
think it's gone now. It did for a little while. I don't know, there's a million things on that list.
That's not real. That can't be real. If it's not on mine, Oh, unless it's coming from somewhere.
Well, yeah, my dad's side. Because he came from India. You gotta think all the people that came through there and like Genghis Khan's time when there was just all kinds of crazy stuff going on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is there anything you wanted to tell me but never told me?
Oh my God. You gotta give me these. You can't just tell me this stuff now. Tell you that I never told you. Wow. My memory is not that good anymore.
Yeah.
Like I was reading your baby book and stuff was coming back, but gosh, I don't know. I was a little bit, I was boy crazy. Did you know that?
I'm not
I
surprised.
only took wood shop so I could meet boys when I was a sophomore in high school.
Yeah.
Julie tells me, because she took it with me, that she really wanted to learn woodworking.
Of course
And
she did.
I said, no you didn't, you just did that same as I did.
You guys were on the same page on that one?
Yeah. But I was pretty, my friends wanted me to go on drill team, and like Julie was a song leader in high school,
Yeah.
and she's so shy.
Yeah.
I just could never get myself to,
Hmm.
I was really shy too.
Hmm.
But
How old were you when you lost your virginity?
you can't ask me that!
Yeah, I can.
My grandkids are gonna see this.
They'll be old enough by the time they're old.
You really wanna know?
Yeah.
15.
Really? That wasn't my dad, was it?
Yes.
Was it? 15. Huh?
Mhm.
Yeah. It's about average, isn't it?
That's too young.
Is it?
Yeah. That was pretty scary too.
Yeah. Was that your house?
No, it was at his house.
Was it?
The parents were all gone. I think your grandma, Beverly, and Julie had driven up to Elsinore
Mm-hmm.
that day, or they were going for a few days, and then your grandpa was at work.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That's how it works.
Yep.
Is there anything that you wish had been different between us, or that you would like to change?
Between us?
Yeah. I guess kind of follows the divorce, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could have been, I don't know, I'm sure I didn't talk to you guys like I should have about it. I know
Yeah.
that, but I was scared
Yeah.
and kind of so sad about everything.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to talk to you guys about it, which is, makes me mad now that I didn't,
Mhm.
but that was really traumatic for me and for you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, that wasn't good. I wish I could have, it would have been different.
Yeah. Okay. We'll get some lighter stuff.
Oh, thank you.
What kind of jobs have you had?
My first job, I was a receptionist at a place called Transequip, and they built the storage units that went on the planes.
Mm-hmm.
What do they call
Containers.
them? The containers, yeah.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of resin in there, and there was a lot of young guys out in the shop,
Uh-huh.
and every time you walk by, they'd whistle at us. I remember that.
Is that why you started working there? Because you knew they worked there?
No, actually, my mom worked there, and Uncle Don and Gary worked there.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
how she got the job first, and then she moved into a different area. Like I think she was in like human resources. Well, it's called something else back then, but kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then they needed a new receptionist, and I got that job, and then I became a purchasing assistant to the purchasing agent, and I learned a lot there. I used to order all the stuff they needed in the shop, and so I was busy there. And then a guy that left there went to another place called Ankara, and they did the straps for airlines, the tie-down straps.
Okay.
And he said, hey, they need somebody over here. I said, okay, I'm going. So I went to that job, and that's where I was pregnant with you. I worked there when I was pregnant with you, and then I didn't go back to work till we lived in Moreno Valley, and I went and just worked at Builders Emporium. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember seeing you there. So cashier, right?
Yeah. And that's when your dad was supposed to be watching you.
Yeah. I'm sure we're still recording.
And then, the next job I got was working at the school.
Oh yeah, my favorite time.
Yeah, sorry about that. But I got to see you playing and stuff. That was kind of nice for me. I know it wasn't for you.
Yeah.
It was embarrassing having your mom work at the school.
Having you yelling over the loudspeaker all the time.
I like that thing.
Yeah, I know. You're already loud.
Those kids are they were brats out there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, what did I do after? Oh, and then I got the job at Western with the neighbor girl, Brenda. She got me that job.
Brenda, Crystal's mom? Yeah.
And then I don't think I worked after when Kyle was a small baby until he was what, 4, 5? Can't remember. And then I worked there for maybe 4 years. And then I did some like temp work. Then I got that job at that masonry place. Remember that? John Ginger Masonry.
Oh yeah.
That was kind of fun.
John Ginger.
And then, so I never went to college. That's another thing I wish I would. That's one of my regrets. I didn't go to college.
Is that my fault?
No.
Did you have me?
No, I didn't have you till I was 20 something. I could have went to school.
Yeah.
I just could not wait to get out of high school.
Yeah.
That was, none of us, most of us, were not pushed by our parents. Hey,
Yeah.
don't you want to go to school? Learn something. And now, I think a lot of kids should go to trade schools.
Yeah.
Nobody knows how to do a lot of this stuff now.
Yeah.
But, and then I started working, I worked at Barnes & Noble. I love that job.
That's right up your alley.
Yes. I can still smell those books. Yeah, that was fun. I liked that job. And then we moved up to Sacramento and got that job at the real estate office. Had that for 13 years.
That was 13 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know, that went fast.
I think I know the answer to this, but has faith or religion ever played a role in your life? No? Yeah. Kind of the same.
I was baptized Catholic,
Mhm.
but my parents never took us to church. I used to go with Julie once in a while just to look at the guys. We did. But, yeah. I mean, I know there's a higher power, but,
How's anybody gonna know
right.
what it is? Yeah.
And I hope that when we all die, we see our family again,
Mm-hmm.
like my parents and
Yeah.
grandparents, all those guys.
What did you do to get through difficult times in your life?
Talk to my best friends.
Yeah.
That helps. Have friends
Yeah.
that listen.
It was Julie and
Renee,
Renee.
Lindy.
Yeah.
I've known her since Transit Quit.
That's the girl with the guy on her shirt, right? That's Wendy?
She always just loves when you say that. Yes, that's her.
Favorite holiday memories and traditions?
Well, it's gotta be Christmas
Yeah.
and making cookies with you guys.
And then
Roll-out cookies. I love doing that.
the manger, right?
Oh, and the manger.
Yeah.
Yes. I wish I could have brought that for you. Do you want that?
Yeah. Yeah, I love that.
Some of those things are still, none of them are broken.
Just the lamb's leg,
The
right?
lambs, one of the lambs, and did I find a lamb? They used to sell some of those, but not anymore. And now they're not made well anymore.
Didn't I used to put my G.I. Joe guys in there with it?
Yes. Cute. Yes.
What are some of your favorite things? Like colors, books?
My favorite colors, like a sky blue.
Your phone color?
Huh?
Your phone color? Or I guess this side is.
That's kind of a greenish color.
Yeah.
What was the other thing?
Books?
Favorite book. Island of the Blue Dolphins.
Oh yeah, I remember you having that. Do you still have
I
that book?
still have that book. Yeah.
Foods?
Tacos.
What about, I know you're not a big pet person, but what was your favorite pet?
It was my dog Frisky. I had him when I was about 8 till I was in high school. He was the best little dog.
What kind of dog was that?
He was a mutt, but he was like he used to smile. In fact, I just found a picture of him smiling. Kind of like what are those dogs? The yellow, like a lab, but more of a, he had a little bit of hair. What do they call those? Retriever?
Retriever,
Little
yeah.
retriever. He was kind of a gold color.
Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite vacation that you remember? When we drove up to go to Brookings and visit all those guys when you guys were little. Yeah,
That was
it was
fun.
fun.
Yeah.
The only thing I really remember from that trip is driving through San Francisco.
Oh,
How crazy it was.
We got lost.
The homeless people and
it's still like that.
I think I remember seeing a homeless guy with a gas mask on or something.
Really?
Something crazy, I don't know. Maybe I made that up. And I remember Grandpa Buckner telling us not to go into the trees back there behind his house because if you got too far in, you'd get lost.
Did?
Yeah.
What house?
It was somebody's house where it was really dense forest behind their house.
Because they weren't really in the forest there.
Yeah, but there was forest near there, right?
The park that was there, you remember that park that was across the street from their house?
I think so.
It was all made out of wood. That was a cool park. I remember.
That was in Brookings?
Yeah.
I remember the ship part and
Yeah, the ship.
Redondo.
Oh, that was, Oh, those were fun times, taking you down there.
Yeah.
You know,
Stupid geese chasing me.
you were traumatized.
Yeah, I
Maybe
was.
that's why you couldn't sleep. The geese were biting me!
Yeah. What experiences in your life have molded you into what you are now?
Do you really want to know?
Well, I mean, that's why I asked you.
It's being married to a drug addict.
Yeah.
That was very hard.
Yeah. Trying to
And
raise.
seeing how it got worse and worse.
Yeah.
And having you two boys, and he would disappear,
Yeah.
you know? It was pretty, it was bad.
Yeah.
Thinking I was alone, and that really made me not want to be around people like that,
Yeah.
you know?
Makes sense.
And going from him to Doug was like night and day,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Oh, there's really people that don't do that?
Yeah.
Because I've never known anybody else. I've been with him since I was 15,
Yeah.
you know?
And you and Doug met at Western, right?
There was lots of nice people. That's when it was getting bad with your dad. He was doing a lot of stuff.
So meeting somebody different kind of pushed you, like, I need to get out of here.
It was just, I thought I was gonna die.
Yeah.
I did not want to live anymore like that. I thought, this is it?
Yeah.
This is all he's gonna give me?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I can't stand that. I don't know why people do that,
Yeah.
you know?
Make sure this thing's still recording.
That's one thing like you're like me, you don't have that addictive behavior.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
But you never started any of that stuff. You know, I did do a lot of that.
A lot of it?
I did do it, yeah, in high school.
Yeah, I guess that was the thing back then.
But as soon, yeah, it was. We all did that.
Yeah.
But as soon as I said, okay, I'm gonna be a mom now, it's like, okay, I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
I could just stop because I wasn't addicted to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You kind of, I think that's when I grew up,
Yeah.
you know. Some people never do.
Yeah. Yeah, some people can't flip that switch, unfortunately.
Yeah, right.
You guys always talked about the house in Redondo being haunted.
Oh, yeah.
And I've never actually seen anything like that. What was that? What were some of the things you saw, and what was that like?
Okay, the first thing I remember is my bedroom was on the main floor. Everyone else's was up like 12 stairs. So all their bedrooms were upstairs except for mine. And I heard something. It sounded like slamming like over and over. And it was we had these sliding windows. It was the windows in the front of the house opening and shutting, opening. Ooh, I'm getting chills. They were slamming open, you know, and there was like 2 on this side of the house and 2 on this side of the house. Like there was a divider in between, and those were opening and shutting. Yeah, that was freaking me out. And then my mom and I were sitting in the dining room, which the divider was in between the dining room and the front room, and the front door was in the front room. So we couldn't see the door. We were sitting in the dining room talking, And that door opened and shut, and there was nobody there. And you could see if someone walked up to the front door through the window, there was nobody there. So that was another weird thing. And then another time, this all happened between like a span of 2 weeks.
Really?
All these things.
Everything?
And then it never happened again.
Wow.
There was your dad and like 3 of his friends were downstairs in the family room. So there was like 3 floors in this house, right? And they were down there, and we had one of those stereos that just console that goes all the way to the ground. There's no legs.
Yeah.
And they were all sitting there listening to music, and that thing lifted up off the ground.
So you saw it, or they
No,
all saw it?
I didn't see it, but I've talked to one of those guys recently, and he still remembers that.
Really?
Yeah. He goes, I gotta go. But it came up off the ground like